Today you are learning about R-controlled vowels. When we read, and we're doing three, last week we did AR. AR says at the end of a long word. Today you are learning about three R-controlled vowels that also say We're going to learn when they say when you use the spelling patterns. Although it's easier to determine what it says when we're reading it, it is harder to spell it. And there are some hints and tips to help us. So I will repeat them and I'll say them again for those that were not in the spelling lesson. I'll say them again. So ER, IR, and UR are called R-controlled vowels because you have a vowel with an R after it, and that vowel doesn't say the sound that it normally should say because the R is changing it. It is controlling it to make it a completely different sound. Just give me a second. So when do we use ER? When do we use UR? And when do we use IR? We use ER almost all the time. Not almost all the time, but often. It is the most common pattern to use. And it can be used anywhere in a word, but usually, most often, we find it at the end of a word. And it is also a suffix. You can get ER as a suffix, which I explained earlier on, which is, it means someone who, for instance, a teacher is someone who teaches, or something that. Something that computes is a computer. Okay, so that's when we use ER. So if you have to guess, you guess ER. Then UR. UR is the letters or the pattern we use to spell when we are talking about nature or I was going to say nature or fur, nature or temperatures. When we're talking about nature or temperatures, you generally use UR, and it's found usually in the beginning or the middle of words. IR is usually used as a descriptor word. You usually find IR at the beginning or the middle of words as well. You can find them at the end, but it is more common in the beginning and the middle, and it is usually a descriptor word. Not always, but most of the time. So, for instance, first or thirsty or third. Okay. In today's lesson, I'm actually going to grab it now. Let me share it with you. All right, so make it bigger. If this is not big enough, please let me know and I will be happy to change it or make it a little bit larger. I want to grab my, okay. All right, let's get into this one. So I'm sharing it somewhere. All right. Okay, so I'm hoping you can all see this on the screen. All right, if you can't see it on the screen, just let me know. But actually, please just let me know. Say yes, you can see what I'm sharing, or no. Y for yes or N for no. If you can see the lesson that I'm sharing, please. Perfect, thank you. So we have, before I carry on with the lesson, I want to do you're still getting, I believe you're still getting to this lesson, and it's to do with the soft sound for the letter C, which says S, and the soft sound for the letter G, which says J. Now, when can you know if the letter G makes the soft sound J, or when can you know if the letter C makes the soft sound S? And it is when it's the same rule for both of these. When the very next letter after the C or after the G is an E or an I or a Y then it will make the soft sound. So if you have a C with an E, I, or Y, then you know that C is going to make a soft sound. If you have a G followed by an E or an I or a Y, you know that that G is going to make the soft sound J. And this is going to be coming in the next, I believe you're going to be doing it in the next couple of lessons. So we wanted to line you up for a win now. So you'll see a couple of these words start with a CE or a GI or a GE. Remember to consider if it's followed by an EI or Y, will it make the J sound or will it make the sound, which are the soft sounds? All right. Okay, so let's get into it. In the first word, we're going to do it together and then you're going to try it on your own. The first sound, we have C, which is followed by an E. Therefore, it's going to make a soft S sound. And then ER, we know, says I doesn't have a vowel in the next one or two taps, so it's going to make its short sound E. Let me make this pencil a little bit thinner. Okay. All right, so far we have S, T, tip, surtip. All right, so on your side, I want you to go ahead and try yours. Oops, sorry. Remember, I want it's really helpful to print this page and have it in front of you and work off this page. Don't just watch what I do or what April does. That pencil in your hand is you're using another sense. It's sinking the learning deeper into your brain, into those neural pathways. If you do not know how to access your worksheet, please email me, tanya@learnreading.com. I will happily help you access your course, your worksheets, and maybe the recordings if you don't know where the recordings are. But don't just work straight off April's screen. Try your best to print these or write them out if you don't have a printer so that you can work off the screen. Okay, so on your side, you have the ER making the sound and I is making the short S sound. So we have it, her, perfect, perfect. All right, easy or yes, what is it? Yes or almost? Go ahead and let me know. Yes or almost. Beautiful. Well done, everybody. That's fabulous to see that. Okay, nice, Rowan. Well done. Okay, on the next one, number 2. What does G say when it's followed by an E, I, or Y? It makes its soft sound, which is J. Right, this is probably, this and the long O sound. These are probably my favorite rules in the whole Learn Reading program. Okay, so G will say J because it is followed by an I. IR is the sound we use for and then we have O, which does not have a vowel in the next one or two taps. So it's going to make its short sound R. We have J, let me tap it out. J, T, R, Jur. I'm going to separate them into syllables. Tomp, Jurtomp, Jurtomp. Okay, so go ahead and do your side. What does C say when it's followed by an E, I, or Y? What sound should it be making? It's soft sound. So on your side, we have C is saying S, I, R, That I is making the short S sound because there's no vowel in the next one or two taps. So we have s, ist, hist, surpist, surpist. All right, yes or almost. Go ahead, put your answers down. Great. Well done. Beautiful, beautiful results. Okay. All right. And honestly, if you're struggling, let me know. I'd love to know if there's any way you want me to help you, but I think you're getting this. I think you're nailing it. So let's do the next one. On my side, we have G is followed by an E, so it's going to make the soft sound J. Then E doesn't have a vowel in the next one or two taps, so it's going to make it short sound F. You are says and let's tap it out. J, E, O, T. Gel, Gellert. Okie dokes. All right, on your side, go ahead. I'm going to be quiet. I want you to work this one out. Okay. All right. So we have G followed by an E. Therefore, it says J. Then E is not having, it doesn't have a vowel in the next one or two taps, so it's going to make it short sound. UR says and K at the end of a long word. It's usually after a long vowel sound as well, but this is a rule breaker. K is making the K sound, so we have J, E, J, Jep, Jepper, Jeperk, Jeperk. Yes or almost. Go ahead and put your answers down. Yes. K will always say K. So there is only one sound for the letter K, and that is K. But what I probably should have explained that better. You get C can say K, CK can say K, and K can say K. Sorry, C can say K, CK can say K, and K can say K. And usually K says K at the end following a long vowel sound, like, or actually not even at the end, but just following a long vowel sound. Broken, taken. Whereas CK will follow a short vowel sound, like back or lick. And this is usually at the end of a word. This can be in the middle, it's usually in the middle of a word, and it's usually following a long vowel sound. That's what I meant. Sorry to confuse you. Okay. All right, Monica, as long as you understand where you are confused, got it. Fabulous. Okay, all right, let's do this one. So on my side, we have IR saying E is making the short S sound because there's no vowel in the next one or two taps. Y is making the long E sound because that's how you spell E when it's at the end of a long word. And let's put it all together. We have s, e, t, e. Per, purse, per se, percent, percent, percenti, percenti. Right, I'm excited for you to do yours. Go ahead and do yours on your side. I'll keep quiet. All right, so on your side, we have, okay, let's break them up. So IR says The E is making the short sound because there's no vowel in the next one or two taps. And Y at the end of a long word makes the long E sound. Let's push it together. Let's sound it out. T, E, P, E, Sir, Cert, Certe, Certain, Certain, Certainty, Certainty. Okay, so I'm so excited to hear how it went. Yes, almost. Yes, yes, yes. All right. Okay, Rowan, do you know what you did? Does it make sense now that I've explained it? All right. Okay. Oh. I really wanted to get to some of these with you, but I'm sure you wonderful people have places to go and people to see, like Dr. Zeus. It's been three. It's been a wonderful, wonderful being with you this evening. And I'm looking forward to Wednesday. You are remarkable. And the fact that you keep coming back makes you just special and determined and hard workers. And I have a saying from where I went to school, and it says "resevera virum." It's Latin, "resevera virum," and it means hard work brings true joy. And I believe that's what you will be experiencing if you have not already, because of the hard work that you put into your reading. It's good to see you back. I will be here on Wednesday. Good night, everybody. Thank you. Bye.